What really happens to your brain when you fast? The hidden power of fasting. There is a secret known to the mystics, a hidden doorway that has been used for centuries to awaken the mind and sharpen the soul. It is not found in ancient texts alone, nor is it hidden in the symbols of secret orders. It is within you. It is fasting. But fasting is not merely the absence of food. It is an ancient key that unlocks the deeper workings of your brain, altering your perception, sharpening your intuition, and, in the right hands, opening the gates to higher consciousness. What if I told you that when you fast, your brain undergoes changes so profound that entire civilizations have regarded it as a pathway to divine revelation? That when you willingly step into hunger, your neural pathways reorganize themselves, your mind clears, and your spirit becomes more attuned to the unseen? This is not just spiritual speculation. Modern neuroscience has begun to uncover what the sages have known for millennia. When you fast, your brain does not weaken, it awakens. Pause here. Let me know if you're ready for the next section. The brain in a fasting state. Imagine your brain as an ancient temple, one that is often clouded by the fog of indulgence. Every time you eat, the body expends energy digesting, processing, storing. But when you fast, that energy is redirected. The fog lifts and the temple is revealed in its full glory. On a biological level, fasting initiates a process called ketogenesis, where your body shifts from burning glucose to burning stored fat for energy. But here's where it gets interesting. Your brain thrives on this shift. When glucose levels drop, your liver produces ketones, an alternative fuel source that enhances brain function, increases mental clarity, and even stimulates neuronal growth. Have you ever noticed how ancient seekers, monks, shamans, hermits, often fast before receiving visions? This is no coincidence. The heightened awareness they experience is rooted in chemistry as much as in spirit. Fasting triggers the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a powerful protein that strengthens neural connections, enhances memory, and even protects against cognitive decline. But there is something deeper happening. Something alchemy itself has hinted at for centuries. The transformation of the self through controlled deprivation. When you fast, the old self begins to dissolve and a new awareness starts to take shape. Pause here. Let me know when you're ready for the next section. Fasting, neuroplasticity, and higher awareness. Picture your mind as a vast river, shaped by the currents of habit and routine. When you eat constantly, those currents remain predictable, flowing along well-worn neural pathways. But when you fast, the waters recede, exposing hidden depths. New pathways, new connections, new insights. This is the power of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, to adapt, to evolve. When you fast, neuroplasticity increases, making it easier to break free from destructive habits and embrace higher patterns of thought. This is why fasting has long been associated with spiritual rebirth. It allows the mind to transcend its usual limits and perceive reality from a heightened state. Consider the vision quests of indigenous shamans. Before entering the spirit world, they often fasted for days, stripping away the distractions of the body to unlock the full potential of the mind. Now, science confirms what these ancient traditions have long understood. Fasting enhances gamma wave activity, the highest frequency of brain waves associated with heightened awareness, deep meditation, and profound spiritual insight. In essence, fasting places you in a liminal space, a threshold between the mundane and the mystical. The mind, unburdened by constant digestion, becomes a sharper tool, capable of receiving messages, insights, and inspirations that are usually drowned out by the noise of daily life. But what about the spirit? What happens to the soul when the body is denied? Pause here. Let me know when you're ready for the next section. The spiritual awakening of fasting. Throughout history, the great mystics, sages, and prophets have turned to fasting not as an act of suffering, but as a means of purification. Why? Because when the body is emptied, the spirit is filled. Think of the body as a veil, dense, opaque, grounding us in material existence. But fasting thins this veil, making the boundary between the physical and the spiritual more permeable. Without the constant pull of digestion and indulgence, the mind turns inward, unlocking latent faculties of intuition, perception, and even mystical insight. The Sufis spoke of fasting as a way to polish the mirror of the heart, allowing it to reflect divine light more clearly. The desert mystics of old used it to quiet the body so they could hear the whispers of the divine. Even in the ancient Egyptian mystery schools, initiates were required to fast before receiving sacred knowledge because only an empty vessel can be filled with truth. But what is happening truly? Why does fasting seem to bring forth visions, heightened states of awareness, and even encounters with the divine? Modern science suggests that fasting triggers the release of DMT, the so-called spirit molecule, naturally produced in the brain. This biochemical shift may explain why those in extended fasts often experience profound mystical revelations, why hermits in the wilderness, ascetics in their caves, and visionaries in deep prayer report encounters with something beyond the physical realm. But fasting is not just about insight, it is about transformation. When you fast, you are not merely denying yourself food, you are dissolving the barriers between the self and the cosmos. You are stepping into the unknown, shedding the false layers of identity and allowing the deeper truth within you to emerge. But fasting is not without its challenges. There is a trial, a threshold that must be crossed before true clarity is revealed. Pause here. Let me know when you're ready for the next section. The trial of hunger and the rebirth of the mind. Every true initiation requires a test, and fasting is no different. In the first stages of fasting, the body rebels. Hunger gnaws at the edges of your will. The mind, conditioned to constant consumption, whispers temptations. Eat. Give in. This is foolish. This is the trial, the moment where most turn back, unable to endure the discomfort. But here is the secret. This suffering is not real. It is an illusion of the body, a test of discipline, a veil that must be pierced. For if you endure, something remarkable happens. After the initial struggle, hunger fades, mental fog lifts. A new kind of energy emerges, not the sluggish weight of food-fueled existence, but a lightness, a clarity, a heightened perception. It is in this state that the ancient seekers received their wisdom. This is when the saints had their revelations, when the sages glimpsed eternity. The mind is no longer burdened by digestion, no longer lulled into passivity. Instead, it is alive, electric, attuned to subtler frequencies. Thoughts become sharper, perception deepens, and a strange sense of inner stillness takes hold. It is here, in this stillness, that true transformation begins. Fasting is not just about the body or even the brain, it is about mastering the self. When you overcome the illusion of hunger, you prove something profound, that you are not a slave to your impulses, that the mind, the will, the spirit, these are stronger than the body's cravings. And when you master this, you step into a different kind of existence, one where you are no longer ruled by external forces, but by the power within. But how do you apply this wisdom practically? How can you use fasting to unlock your full potential in daily life? Pause here. Let me know when you're ready for the next section. Practical fasting for mental and spiritual mastery. Fasting is not just an ancient ritual. It is a tool, a gateway, a practice that can be integrated into daily life to sharpen the mind and elevate the spirit. But to use it effectively, one must understand its rhythms, its challenges, and its rewards. There are many forms of fasting, but 3 stand out as particularly potent for mental and spiritual transformation. 1. Intermittent fasting, the daily reset. a simple yet powerful method where one abstains from food for 16 to 20 hours a day, eating only in a short window. This keeps the body in a constant state of repair, enhances mental clarity, and allows deep reflection without the distractions of digestion. Many find that their creativity and focus peak during fasting hours. 2. Extended fasting, the initiation. Going beyond 24 hours into multi-day fasting is a deeper initiation. After the first day, the body fully enters ketosis, and by the second or third day, the mind enters a heightened state of awareness. Many report intense dreams, deep meditative states, and a profound stillness within. 3. Dry fasting, the alchemical trial. The most intense form, where one abstains not only from food but also from water for a set period. This method mimics the spiritual fasts of ancient mystics and forces the body into rapid purification. It is not for the faint-hearted but can lead to extraordinary insights when practiced wisely. To begin fasting, start slowly. Let the body and mind adapt. Observe the shifts in your awareness, the changes in your thought patterns. Notice how your emotions rise and fall, how the mind resists, and how the spirit begins to surface. But most importantly, set an intention. Fasting without purpose is mere deprivation, but fasting with intention is transformation. Before beginning, ask yourself, what am I seeking? Clarity? Discipline? A deeper connection to the unseen? Hold that intention firmly and let fasting become a sacred act, a conscious journey into the depths of self-mastery. Fasting is not about suffering. It is about awakening. It is a tool that has been used by saints and scholars, mystics and warriors, visionaries and seekers. It is a direct path to higher awareness, a method by which you can strip away the excess, quiet the noise, and hear the truth that has always been waiting beneath the surface. This is what really happens to your brain when you fast. Not weakness, not deprivation, but clarity, transformation, and revelation. The question is, are you ready to take the first step? If this knowledge resonates with you, if you feel the call to explore fasting as a tool for mental and spiritual mastery, then begin. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you experienced the power of fasting? What insights have you gained? And if you wish to continue this journey of ancient wisdom and hidden truths, make sure you're subscribed. More secrets await. Until next time, seek the unseen.